Well, today it's mid-October, lovely autumnal morning. Not very warm, but as an old work colleague of mine used to say, I've got more skins than an onion, so I'm keeping quite warm. And I want to ride down the Manifold Valley again. I haven't been down there for a while. It's usually quite nice in the autumn because obviously you've got all the leaves turning, and if there isn't a massive foliage like there is in the summer, you can see a bit more. I want to ride as much as I can along the old Leakham Manifold Railway. There's only a very short section you can ride along, but having said that, the entire line wasn't particularly long. So I'm just heading along this dale here down towards Hartington. Then I'll ride out over towards Hulme End. I might stop and have a warm drink there. And then, as I say, I'm going to ride down past Ecton, down to Wetton Mill, then up into Wetton, I believe, cut across the top of the hill, at least that's the plan, and then ride back down into the valley again and up into a place called Grindon, I believe. Then I shall ride back down or across the top from Grindon to another place called Butterton, and just be a bit careful here because there's also a lot of loose gravel around here. Yeah, Butterton, then ride back down into the Manifold Valley again, back down to Wetton Mill, and then poddle back the same way I came back towards Hulme End. I have ridden down it a couple of times before, but I don't think I've ever ridden along with the 360 camera, so should be interesting. Just approaching Hartington. This is a very popular spot, always busy at the weekends. Particularly nice walk on the left hand side, the back of this farm. Takes you down into a lovely little spot called Beresford Dale. Then you can carry on down through, I think it's called Wolfscut Dale, and then to Milltown, and then you can carry on through Dovedale if you wish down to Ilam. It's a good walk. So just leaving Derbyshire and entering the county of Staffordshire. So we must have just crossed the River Dove. Lovely bright day. Was a little bit misty in the valley bottoms when I set off this morning, but the sun's gradually working its way out and burning all the mist off. Yes, Beresford Dale, you can go down to it just down that lane. I think it's a dead end though, you have to turn around and come back. Here we are, Holme End. Now I'm going to take a left-hand turn here. If you carry straight on, it takes you to the old railway station for the Leakham Manifold, which is now a cafeteria and toilets. And somewhere up here, I think this is it, turn right, that's it, Ecton and Butterton. Take it really steady. I might even put my visor up there. How long will it be before a bug hits me in the face? Now the railway ran on the other side of the river, which is on my right hand side at the moment. And then there's a little bit down here that always confuses me, because you must change direction, but you don't feel as though you have. Now Ecton, there's a old copper mine here. It's like there's an entrance to something there. I don't know whether it's open to visitors. I've had a look on the internet and it seems to be some kind of study centre for schools and universities, and I think you have to make appointments and book in. But it does look as though there are an awful lot of public footpaths up there on the hill around where the mine's located, so right, here we are. So over there's a bridge on the right hand side, so the railway ran between these concrete fence posts over on the right. That's the former track bed. It was a narrow gauge railway. I believe it was 2 foot 6 inch gauge, I think. It was engineered by a chap called E.R. Calthrop. He built a lot of railways out in India, apparently. And the yeah, that takes you up to the mine, I believe, or Fern Cottage. I thought it was the mine. Yeah, it was opened in 1904 and it was closed in 1934, so it only ran for 30 years, but it never really fulfilled what it was intended for. It was built to get all the dairy produce and things from out of this valley, and originally it was intended to carry on from Hulme End to Buxton, but that never materialised. And then they had the additional awkward problem of, there's a place called Waterhouses at the opposite end of the line from Hulme End. It met with the North Staffordshire Railway standard gauge, and everything had to be transshipped from narrow gauge to standard gauge. Although they did use transporters. They had low wagons that they could put standard gauge wagons on and transport them down the narrow gauge line, and then they'd leave the wagons at a station or goods yard for people to come and, I suppose, buy coal mainly. Now then, is this the bit that gets me confused? Here we are, I think. So the river's over on my right. Now I have to turn down here.